Good afternoon, thanks for having me. My name's Ashley Saunders and I am here to talk about content governance for your university's website transformation. The first phase that we're going to look at here is the request phase, and a couple items that we're going to talk about are who the content will go to, what the purpose of all the content is, what resources you're going to need, and what reviewing is going to look like. So step one would be to give ownership of the content to someone, so whether that be a certain department or one person. That's really important because then you'll know exactly who to go to. Say you have something in the athletics department on the website that you want to change, you're going to go straight to the athletics department or the webmaster that controls the athletics page and have them take care of that instead of asking around and no one really knowing who's supposed to control that. Next is the purpose. So what's the purpose of your content that's on the site? Are you looking to engage students? What items do you want them to retain? Who is the information for? And the way we're going to do that is by really looking at a step-by-step process of the website, dividing out the different business purposes throughout the website, and then reviewing to make sure that we're not adding too much information or any useless information, really focusing in on what's important here. The resources that you are going to need are either people or a certain amount of time. You're going to want to know ahead of time what that's going to look like so you know how to allocate your funds correctly. And then after this is all done, we're going to review for success and timeliness. So you're going to look through everything and make sure that you've successfully completed things on time. So your step-by-step process, have you gone through and have you given ownership to everyone? Have you decided a business purpose? And have you sorted out your resources? And are we on track still? The next phase is the create phase. And here we talk about who is allowed access to the different areas of the site and what your workflow is going to look like throughout the entire process. So as far as who's allowed access, there are ways in websites, in the back of the website, to figure out who is going to have certain permissions, what they can and can't access, what they are allowed to update, what they're not allowed to update. So you're really going to want to focus on that. Some people might have access to update and see everything in the back end of the website, and then some people might just have access to update certain pages or contribute to certain little areas of the site. So we'll talk about that. And then we want to talk about what the workflow is going to look like. So really creating what you want to see done and when you want to see it done. So we're going to figure out what your most important aspects of the site are and go through and organize all of that nice and neatly to make sure that we're getting things done in the most efficient order that they can be done in. Here in the manage phase, which is the third phase, is just a simple update of content and ownership throughout the whole process. This is really after everything's been created and set aside. What we're going to want to do is make sure the content, the owner of the content can keep updating it. If things change, then we have to update who the ownership goes to. Say someone is let go or someone moves on, or maybe someone's on maternity leave or out on a leave of absence. We want to make sure that the content doesn't get lost and someone still owns that content. So it'll be important to keep all of that information updated. And as far as updating content, we just want to make sure the website is always correct and up to date. We don't want to give anyone any false information, of course. Say on the admissions page, there's something that changes where you've decided that you're going to push back the enrollment date or move up your class schedule. We're going to really want to make sure that that's all correct and updated throughout an entire process. So this one is ongoing. And then last we have the retire phase. So here, there may be things from step one that weren't really completed or have been left out for some reason, and here in this phase we're just going to make sure that it either gets completed or the area is closed. So say in the very beginning we touched on tons of different pages on the website, but there was just one that we couldn't get to. Hopefully a very much less important one than the rest. And maybe we wanted to add a video to a certain page, to the study abroad page. Let's say we want to add a video to the study abroad page, but we just couldn't get to it. Do we continue with it, or do we close that project? And here is where we'll review that. Again, thanks a lot for having me. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me via Twitter. My handle is down there in the corner. It's asaunders678, and I will be available to talk to you whenever. Thanks so much.